A cult often doesn't begin with the unfamiliar. It starts with very common words: the Bible, Jesus, truth, salvation. The difference isn't in the words used, but in the meaning that has been subtly altered within. This is the overarching spirit of the Phoenix Quick Handbook, a book that doesn't try to shock or tell sensational stories. Instead, it places each belief system on the operating table, patiently analyzing them to their core, from gentle New Age movements to groups claiming to be Christian. What makes this book special is how it views cults not just as a religious issue, but as a human one. Why are people so easily convinced? Why are people willing to cede the power to define truth to others? Why can systems that sound humane, tolerant, and self-affirming become profound tools of control? Cult isn't born from nothing. It always sprouts from familiar languages, from concepts that seem undeniable. The greatest danger isn't in the form, but in the silent shift of meaning. The Bible is still quoted, Jesus is still mentioned, but everything no longer stands in its original place. Jesus is demoted to a master or a human on the path of evolution, and when Jesus is pulled down, humanity is immediately elevated. Salvation becomes a process of self-effort, not grace. If you haven't been saved, the fault isn't in the doctrine, but in yourself. A cult doesn't begin with the intention to deceive. It begins with the desire to control uncertainty. People want to know where they are on the cosmic map, and a cult is ready to draw that map, provided you accept their definitions of everything. The book's greatest lesson forces us to confront an uncomfortable truth. People are not only deceived by what is clearly false, but are also easily drawn in by things that sound reasonable, pleasant, and self-affirming. When God is blurred, when salvation is endlessly prolonged, when sin is erased, people think they are liberated, but in reality, they are carrying a new burden, saving themselves at all costs. What makes us so easily cede the power to define truth to others? This book asks, if all paths are called true, what helps us distinguish between freedom and delusion?